Welcome to Funny Husky World, where we explore the hilarious contrast between canine genius and absolutely ridiculous, everyday dog behavior. Today we dive deep into the fascinating mind of our furry friends, witnessing their incredible intelligence mixed with pure silliness. Have you ever noticed how a highly intelligent dog sometimes completely forgets how to perform the most basic daily tasks? Watch this magnificent creature attempt to understand the complex physics of a simple glass door with absolutely zero success today. Their herding instincts are legendary, but sometimes those natural behaviors get misdirected toward completely inappropriate objects in the modern house. Instead of gathering a flock of fluffy sheep, this ambitious pup has decided to aggressively herd the family robotic vacuum. The vacuum cleaner moves unpredictably, triggering the ultimate herding response from a dog who refuses to accept defeat right now. Notice the intense concentration as our furry hero bravely attempts to corner the mechanical beast against the living room wall. Now the mission changes, and the new target for herding is a confused little kitten who just wants to sleep. The kitten completely ignores the strict commands, leaving the poor dog incredibly frustrated and questioning his entire purpose in life. Next, we witness the hilarious attempt to herd a group of energetic toddlers running wildly across the bright green backyard. The children are laughing hysterically, while the dog desperately tries to maintain order in this chaotic playground of endless energy. Suddenly, a mysterious red laser pointer appears on the floor, it immediately activating the deepest predatory instincts within our focused friend. He chases the glowing red dot across the carpet, sliding into furniture and completely losing his majestic and graceful posture. This is the classic drama queen personality shining through, where every minor inconvenience becomes an absolute tragedy of epic proportions. Look at that dramatic sigh and the heavy eye roll when he realizes the daily walk is delayed by rain. He collapses onto the soft couch, letting out a pitiful groan that sounds like a deflating balloon in the silence. The judgment in those striking eyes is undeniably intense when his owner accidentally drops a perfectly good piece of bacon. He stares at the human with a look of pure disappointment, silently questioning their basic competence and overall life choices. When playtime is officially over, the theatrical performance begins with a spectacular display of fake limping and loud, pathetic whining. He wants you to believe that he is entirely exhausted, yet his tail wags happily when you mention a treat. Our brilliant companion now decides to argue with the television, barking fiercely at a nature documentary featuring wild mountain wolves. The argument escalates quickly as he throws a massive temper tantrum, rolling on the floor like a spoiled little child. You can clearly see the intelligence in his eyes, but he prefers to use his big brain for pure mischief. Watch him carefully hide his favorite squeaky toy under the blanket, pretending he has absolutely no idea where it went. He gives his owner a look of complete innocence, demanding that they search the entire house for the missing treasure. This dog possesses an extraordinary ability to manipulate human emotions using nothing but a perfectly timed whimper and sad eyes. He slowly rests his heavy head on your lap, releasing a deeply emotional sigh that instantly melts your entire heart. It is truly impossible to stay angry at such a magnificent actor. Even when he destroys your favorite pair of shoes, the sheer dramatic flair he brings to everyday situations transforms a boring afternoon into a highly entertaining comedy show experience. Beyond the endless drama, we must acknowledge the incredible physical abilities that make this breed a true champion of agility. He sprints across the open field with lightning speed, effortlessly leaping over tall obstacles with the grace of an athlete. A brightly colored frisbee sails through the air, and our talented acrobat launches himself upward to make a spectacular catch. He lands perfectly on all four paws, immediately spinning around to show off his impressive prize to the cheering crowd. The energy level is absolutely off the charts today, proving that a tired dog is truly a very happy dog. Now it is time for an intense game of hide and seek, a challenge where the human simply cannot win. The dog counts silently in his head, while the owner desperately searches for a clever hiding spot inside the closet. With an unbeatable sense of smell and sharp hearing, the furry detective locates his target in less than 10 seconds. He barks triumphantly, celebrating his glorious victory with a series of rapid spins and joyful jumps around the living room. These remarkable physical skills are perfectly balanced by moments of intense concentration, a unique trait famously known as the eye. The eye is a powerful, unblinking stare that can intimidate a flock of sheep or completely unnerve a human being. Right now, that intense gaze is firmly locked onto a small piece of cheese, resting peacefully on the kitchen counter. He does not move a single muscle, standing perfectly still, like a beautiful statue carved from solid black and white marble. The sheer willpower radiating from those piercing eyes suggests he believes he can move the cheese, using only his mind. Minutes pass by in complete silence, yet the dedicated dog maintains his incredibly focused stare without ever blinking his eyes. Suddenly, the owner picks up the cheese, and the magical spell is broken as the dog happily accepts his reward. This extraordinary level of focus is not just reserved for delicious food. It applies equally to his favorite tennis ball. He places the bright yellow sphere at your feet, backing away slowly while locking his intense gaze upon your face. If you try to ignore him, the stare only grows more powerful, silently commanding you to throw the beloved toy. You can feel the heavy weight of his judgment burning into your soul until you finally surrender and play fetch. The incredibly smart dog decides to organize his scattered toys, carefully placing each fluffy item into a small plastic basket. He pauses for a moment, examining his impressive work with a proud expression before immediately dumping everything onto the floor. So this hilarious contradiction between brilliant problem-solving and chaotic destruction is exactly why we love these energetic furry companions so much. Watch him attempt to catch a tiny flying insect, snapping his jaws wildly in the air with zero actual coordination. He finally gives up the hunt, sitting down heavily and pretending he never really cared about that stupid bug anyway. A sudden noise outside catches his attention, instantly transforming our lazy clown back into a highly alert and focused guardian. He rushes to the large front window, pressing his wet nose against the clear glass to investigate the mysterious situation. It turns out to be nothing more than a harmless squirrel, but the dog remains on high alert for hours. His dedication to neighborhood security is truly admirable, even if his primary suspects are usually just birds and blowing leaves. Now we transition to the local dog park, where his superior agility and unmatched speed are put on full display. He effortlessly outruns every other dog in the grassy field, looking like a furry rocket soaring across the open landscape. Other dogs try to keep up, but they quickly realize they are competing against a true master of canine athletics. After his triumphant victory lap, he dramatically collapses in the shade, demanding immediate belly rubs from his very proud owner. The owner happily obliges, rewarding the exhausted champion with gentle scratches and plenty of loving praise for his amazing performance. But the rest period is incredibly short, as the endless battery of this remarkable breed recharges in just 5 minutes. He is back on his feet, he holding a giant wooden stick that is clearly way too large for his mouth. He proudly marches around the park, showing off his massive wooden prize to anyone who is willing to pay attention. The struggle to carry the heavy branch is real, but his stubborn determination prevents him from ever dropping the treasure. He attempts to bring the giant stick inside the car, completely failing to understand the basic geometry of the door. After several hilarious and failed attempts, he finally drops the stick, giving the vehicle a look of pure, unadulterated hatred. Back at home, the evening routine begins with an incredibly complex negotiation over the exact portion size of his dinner. He uses the famous eye technique once again, staring deeply into the food bowl as if willing it to multiply. When the extra kibble does not magically appear, he lets out a soft, pathetic sigh to express his profound disappointment. The owner laughs out loud, tossing a small dog biscuit into the air, which is caught with absolute stunning precision. Satisfied for now, the clever dog retreats to his cozy bed, curling into a tight ball of soft, warm fur. Even in his deep sleep, his paws twitch rapidly, suggesting he is still busy herding imaginary sheep in his dreams. We observe the gentle rise and fall of his chest, a rare moment of perfect peace for this energetic soul. Morning arrives, and the cycle of chaotic brilliance begins anew with a wet nose, forcefully pressing against the sleeping owner. He whines softly, communicating clearly that it is time to wake up and start another day of wonderful, hilarious adventures. The owner groans, slowly pulling back the heavy blankets, while the dog performs a joyful dance of pure morning excitement. Breakfast is served, and the dog consumes his meal with the speed and intensity of a starving wild mountain wolf. Today brings a brand new challenge, as the owner introduces a complicated puzzle toy filled with delicious, hidden peanut butter. The intelligent canine studies the strange plastic contraption carefully, using his nose to gently push the colorful sliding puzzle pieces. Within mere seconds, he completely solves the complex puzzle, proudly licking the sweet peanut butter with a highly satisfied expression. The owner is absolutely amazed by this incredible display of intellect, realizing they need to buy much harder puzzle games. Next on the agenda is a training session where the dog demonstrates his flawless ability to follow complex verbal commands. He sits, stays, rolls over, and speaks with perfect timing, looking directly at the treat pouch the entire time today. However, when asked to play dead, his dramatic personality takes over, resulting in a spectacular Oscar-worthy performance of tragic defeat. He throws himself onto the soft carpet, dramatically rolling onto his back and letting his tongue hang out very loosely. It is a truly brilliant comedic moment, perfectly capturing the unique and wonderful spirit of this incredibly special dog breed. As the afternoon sun shines brightly, we see our furry friend attempting to herd a flock of completely indifferent ducks. The ducks float peacefully on the calm pond, completely ignoring the intense dog who is pacing frantically along the shoreline. He uses his powerful stare, hoping to magically control the stubborn birds, but the ducks simply quack and swim away. Frustrated by his lack of authority, he splashes into the shallow water, instantly regretting his decision as his paws freeze. He scrambles back onto the dry grass, shaking his wet fur vigorously and creating a massive storm of flying water. The owner quickly grabs a fluffy towel, wrapping the shivering drama queen in a warm embrace of pure, unconditional love. Back inside the warm house, the dog spots his own dark shadow on the wall and immediately goes on alert. He barks fiercely at the mysterious dark figure, completely unaware that he is bravely fighting against his own moving silhouette. This silly behavior provides endless entertainment, but proving that even the smartest dogs can be wonderfully foolish from time to time. We watch him chase his own fluffy tail for several minutes, spinning in fast circles until he finally falls over. He looks up with a dizzy, confused expression, silently blaming the invisible forces of gravity for his sudden, embarrassing collapse. These precious moments of pure joy and absolute ridiculousness are what make sharing a life with these dogs so rewarding. They constantly keep us laughing, challenging our patience, while simultaneously filling our homes with boundless energy and immense, loyal love. Whether they are performing incredible athletic feats or simply throwing a dramatic temper tantrum, they always capture our full attention. Their unique blend of high intelligence and quirky personality traits creates a truly unforgettable companion for any active dog lover. We hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this entertaining journey into the fascinating, hilarious, and wonderfully dramatic world of our dogs. From their intense herding instincts to their hilarious facial expressions, these amazing animals never fail to bring a bright smile. Remember to appreciate both their brilliant moments of genius and their incredibly silly failures, because that is their true charm. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the wonderful contrast.